Hello. Today, I'm going to talk about Norse mythology and symbols. But before I start, I have a question for all who are listening. How much do you truly know about the Old Norse myths? Do you know the creation myth with Odhumla and Ymir, or why Thor's hammer looks the way it does? Do you know of the compass that confirms safe passage, or even of the world tree and the realms around it? All of these and more make up what we know of Norse mythology, and today I will go more in depth on the stories and symbols I mentioned previously. I do want to preface this with I'm not an expert, and most pronunciations of the Old Norse language will be a little off at best. With mythology and religion come origin stories, and the creation and depiction of how they saw the world around them. The Norse creation myth is out there to say the least. But how better to start the creation of the realms than with a space cow that loves licking ice? I, of course, am talking about Udhumla, the cosmic cow that, when freed, wandered the gap between the two original worlds, the realm of fire, Muspelheim, and the realm of ice, Niflheim. When fire meets ice, ice melts, and the melted ice uncovered Odhumla, the cosmic cow, and the melted water droplets formed Ymir, the first giant. As time passed and Odhumla continued to lick the ice, she uncovered Buri, the first of the gods. Buri's son married the giant Bestla and fathered 3 children, Odin, Vili, and Ve. These 3 set out to slay Ymir because of the chaos he was causing, and they used his remains to craft the world. This world they created is inhabited by Yggdrasil, the world tree. The world tree is the holder of the 9 realms, those being Midgard, Asgard, Vanaheim, Jotunheim, Niflheim, Muspelheim, Alfheim, Svartalfheim, and Hel. Yggdrasil also houses many animals, the most notable being the dragon at its roots, Nidhogg, the unnamed eagle that sits atop its branches, and the drama squirrel, Ratatoskr. The aptly named drama squirrel's life mainly consisted of running up and down the trunk of the world tree, relaying smack talk between Nidhogg and the eagle on a daily basis. Other than being a way for the drama squirrel to communicate, Yggdrasil also serves to connect the 9 realms of Norse mythology together, and its branches and roots can be used as passage between realms for the gods and goddesses. Speaking of gods, one specifically I want to mention is Thor and his mighty hammer, Mjolnir. Mjolnir was originally intended to be a dual-handed warhammer, its size reflecting the god of thunder's metal. But as you might know from its depiction in Marvel's Avengers, that isn't the case at all. Because of a certain trickster god, Loki, the warhammer has an uncharacteristically short handle. But before I get into why it looks the way it does, some background might be needed to tell the story on why the warhammer was made in the first place. The only reason Mjolnir was made was because Loki decided to prank Thor's wife, Sif, cutting off all of her beautiful golden hair. When Thor learns of this, his quick temper boils, and proceeds to threaten to break every bone in Loki's body as revenge. And fearing his words as fact, Loki pleaded with Thor to let him go to the home of the dwarves, Svartalfheim, and to see if the master craftsman there could fashion a head of hair for Thor's wife, one that was even more beautiful than the last. And Thor agreed. So off Loki went to the land of dwarves. While there, he gets a set of brothers to fashion 3 gifts, one of which was Sif's hair. But Loki didn't want to go back just yet. He wasn't done with his shenanigans. So he went to a different set of brothers and bet his own life that they couldn't make better crafts than the brothers that made Sif's hair. And these brothers are the ones that made Mjolnir. While the brothers were forging said warhammer, Loki transformed himself into a fly and decided to sting one of the 2 smiths in the eyelid, causing them to lose focus because of the blood blocking their vision, and it made the handle come out much shorter than intended. Yet even with this blunder, Thor accepted the gift and wielded his hammer valiantly until the fateful day of Ragnarok, the day the gods perished. But I'd rather not go into sad details like that. Let's keep to the positive. And while this one doesn't directly link to the gods, it was a staple symbol of the seafaring Vikings. Vig's visor is my favorite symbol in Norse mythology and culture, and let me tell you why and my found connection in the runic compass. The runic compass was a symbol of safe passage for the Vikings of old, and was usually displayed on ships or sails to ensure safe passage. My connection with Vig's visor started when I first found out about the symbol during autumn 2020. During the time I found Vig's visor, my brother was deployed on the USS Nimitz, and his returns kept getting pushed back, and there was a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world at that time. And I like to believe that the compass was able to keep my brother safe on his little COVID cruise, as his command called it. I also love the water, and have had a love of the water my entire life. Being part Scandinavian, I find myself being drawn towards the Norse legends more as I learn more about my ancestry, and like to believe that the runic compass can still be thought of as my safety charm. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my ramblings on Norse mythology, and I hope you have a great day.